In a world where free trade is often touted as the golden path to prosperity, Bad Samaritans, The Myth of Free Trade and the Secret History of Capitalism by Ha-Joon Chang challenges this narrative, revealing a more complex and sometimes darker reality. South Korea's economic miracle is frequently hailed as a victory for neoliberalism. Yet Chung peels back the layers to show a different story. The government's selective support of private companies, state intervention and control over foreign currency were pivotal in transforming the nation from poverty to affluence. This nuanced approach defies the simplistic free market success story. Developed countries, wielding significant clout in global economics, often impose policies on poorer nations through institutions like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. These policies, lacking flexibility and tailored solutions, have led to resentment and damage in the developing world, contrary to the intentions of economic aid. The belief that liberalism is the sole architect of wealth is a misconception that benefits the rich. History tells us that developed countries themselves use protectionism and subsidies in their early stages. South Korea's past protectionist policies, now replaced by calls for free trade, exemplify this contradiction. In the 1980s, trade agreements like the Single Undertaking forced developing countries to dismantle protective economic measures. These agreements, often detrimental to fragile economies, marked a shift towards a more aggressive pursuit of free trade by powerful nations, reminiscent of past imperialistic tendencies. Finland's story of economic strength, despite decades of resistance to foreign capital, challenges the neoliberal doctrine. The country's success, including the rise of Nokia, demonstrates that initial protectionism can foster long-term growth and technological advancement. Private enterprises. The vilification of state enterprises overlooks their similarities to private companies. Both can suffer from lack of direct control and political influence. Chung points out that even staunch neoliberal governments have rescued failing private companies, showing that public and private sectors are not so distinct in practice. Finally, Chung addresses the reluctance of rich countries to aid those deemed corrupt. However, corruption does not preclude development. The nuanced view presented in Bad Samaritans suggests that with the right policies and support, even nations grappling with corruption can chart a path to economic success. In conclusion, Bad Samaritans offers a critical examination of the global economic landscape, urging us to reconsider the myths we've been sold about capitalism and free trade. It's a call to action for a fairer, more equitable world where all nations have the chance to thrive,